Welcome, everyone, to the first joint venture and adventure between New York State TESOL and the New School. When I look around, I see the most fabulous sea of faces, or maybe it's a sea of fabulous faces? I don't know. Or maybe it's both. I think it's both. So take a moment right now, everyone, and just look around. Just look around you. I imagine that there are so many people who you count as colleagues and as friends. And I imagine that there are many other people in this room. There are some friends right there. I imagine that there are many other people in this room whom you will meet along the way. This is an extraordinary gathering of educators and students and friends and family. Everyone here who's a member of NICE TESOL, would you raise your hands, please? Wow, that's terrific. But I see some hands that didn't go up, so we'll talk to you later. And I think now, if you're an educator, would you raise your hand? Okay, look at that. And now, a special hand raise of all the students in the audience, please. Students. And up front, students, you can raise your hands. Right. Bravo.
Oh, no, I'm not student.
And family and friends, would you raise your hands? I know we have Jack, my friend. And family, Julieta up front. Okay, great. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Let's also welcome Celeste Koldsfechter, who's the Associate Dean for Academic Services at the New School for General Studies. May I see you, please? Where are you? Ah, hello. Hello. Okay. And also Leslie Painter-Farrell. There she is, who's the Assistant Director of English Language Studies. And Mira Erickson, who is the Director of Programs at the International Center. Thank you. The creme de la creme is here tonight, I would say, from the front row all the way to the back row. There is joy and there is power in this hall tonight. Together, we want to peer inside the heads and the hearts of the student panelists to understand the classroom culture and how we can make it more effective and more vibrant. It's this learning community which keeps us healthy and keeps us happy. And it's precisely this spirit of collaboration which we strive to develop with our students. So now a very, very special welcome to our 5 panelists who represent the global community and 3 distinct ESOL teaching centers: the City College of New York, the International Center, and the place where we are tonight, the New School. This evening, these panelists will be our teachers. Gabrielle Diaz Maggioli, the Chair of English Language Studies, will speak with us now. Gabrielle joined us this year, hailing from Uruguay. He is the epitome of both an educator and an administrator, bringing us his vast knowledge and his warmth and openness. Teacher education is, in fact, among his areas of expertise. Gabrielle adds such breadth and zest to our department. Gabrielle, please join us.
Good evening, everybody, and it's a great pleasure to welcome you all to our house and to this wonderful, wonderful event where we're going to learn from our students. How many times do we say we have to learn from our students, but we don't get too many chances to do this? And when I was trying to put together a few thoughts, I was reading about their life stories and their experiences. The word that came to me uppermost was the word courage, right? In a world like the one in which we live today, it takes a lot of courage, first of all, to gather the strength to go out and try to learn a second language, then to leave behind, and I'm talking from experience, your life and come to a new country, learn to be yourself in a new milieu, and learn to live with people who sometimes are very different from you. So I'm very much looking forward to the lessons that we're all going to learn today, right? I want to thank you from the bottom of our heart for being here, these 5 courageous people. And I want to thank Tamara for putting this together. Thank you very much. Nice TESOL. As we say in Spanish, mi casa es su casa, right? And welcome everybody. Have a wonderful evening tonight.
Thank you. We are lucky with Gabrielle. Nanette Daugherty, the president of Nice TESOL, joined the organization as a brand new teacher over 16 years ago. 2 years ago, she got her master's in library science and now works as a children's librarian. The passion she feels for teaching, for educators, and for students comes through in her role as president of the organization. She is creative and she is caring. She knows the value of creative programming, like this evening, and the importance of recognizing volunteers. Nice TESOL is lucky to have her at its helm, and we are delighted to have her with us tonight. Might I also add that there are 4 little ones who call her mom. 3 girls, one of whom is here tonight, Giulietta. Can you just raise your hand? There she is. 3 girls and 1 boy, ages 11, 9, 6, and 5. Nanette, please join us.
Tamara, you are always the epitome of grace. Thank you for the kind introduction and for all of your hard work on behalf of Nice TESOL. This event, which Elaine also helped to plan as well, it is so important because, as Gabrielle said, we don't take the time enough to understand students and their hearts and where they're coming from. So that being said, thank you for the kind invitation to speak to all of you. I welcome you to what I'm sure will be an absolutely interesting, amazing event. And I do want to also extend the invitation. We have Patty Juza and Drew Fagan, who are 2 Nice TESOL volunteers. So if you'd like to join Nice TESOL, if you join tonight, 1 lucky winner will get a free membership and a free T-shirt. So we'd love to have you join if you're not yet a member, because there is always strength in numbers. And in this economy and in the world that we're living in, it's very important to be part of a community that works for students who are new to the country, new to the language. We have to work together at all levels. So I also have to confess, I'm a kind of professional development junkie. So we do have great conferences, this being one of them. And I found a home in Nice TESOL because I found so many professionals who care deeply about the needs of English language learners and wanted to further how we can make their lives better by being great teachers. So in this economy, it's also important to network, isn't it? So Nice TESOL will do that for you and to help you be part of a larger community. So again, welcome. Thank you for coming, and enjoy the conference.
We are in for a treat tonight. And as we know, learning a language requires a complex weaving of so many diverse fibers. It's an interplay of multiple colors and textures of those fibers, which the English language learner carries along the path of his or her life and into the classroom. According to Phil Benson and Peter Voller, one of those fibers is the student's way of being in the world, their interaction with the world. It's their motivation to learn, their ability to be reflective, their capacity to be independent and autonomous at the same time. It's their strategic approach to learning. And of course, there are the vibrant colors of culture that mix into the blend. The very interesting part of all of this is that we as teachers bring these same colors and same textures to the weaving work in the classroom. We bring our way of being in the world, our stance in the world, our desire to learn, as we can see tonight. Our desire to teach, to be reflective, to be independent, and to be autonomous. We bring our own cultures into the classroom. Imagine the pull and the push of the needle as we weave with the students. The choices we make together, the risks we take with a new design, the holes we make in the process, and the way we repair those holes. The interplay of all those colors and all those textures that our students bring into the classroom and that we bring as well, and the ultimate weaving towards a successful English language learning experience. Tonight, interestingly enough, just a quick aside, you'll hear me use the same word that Gabrielle used, and he and I are not in cahoots, even though I work for him. Tonight, in fact, we will listen to 5 courageous and compassionate men and women discuss the colors and the textures of their English language learning experiences, the fibers of their being. We thank them for their time and their dedication for the past 3 months that we've been preparing for this evening. We thank them for teaching us tonight. I invite all of you, please, to hold your questions. I know you'll have many. When the panel presentation and the dance have concluded, please come forward to meet and talk directly, one-on-one, with the panelists and the dancer. They will be waiting for you and your questions. Right, everyone? Elaine Roberts, the New York City Regional Chair for Nice TESOL, and my truly, sincerely marvelous co-chair for this event, will join us now to moderate the panel discussion, Understanding the Classroom Culture, Differences from Home Countries to Here. Elaine, please.
Thank you. We'd like to start with the panelists each introducing themselves. So, Osiris?
My name is Osiris from Dominican Republic. I have been here 3 years and a half.
My name is Ufuale Christine Afola Amey. I'm from Africa, West Africa, Togo. And in my country, we speak French. I've been living in New York more than a year. And since I've been living in New York, I've been improving my English at the International Center. Thank you.
First, I should start with saying it's our pleasure to be here in the new school with partner Elaine from the International Center, and also with you, the audience. I'm Ahmed from Egypt. I came here 8 months ago. I was studying my master's degree in City College, and supposed to finish it by next year. That's about me. Thanks.
My name is Tomoko. I'm from Japan, and I have been in New York for 9 years, a long time, and I studied at City College.
My name is Elena. I'm from Russia. I've been living in New York for over a year. I studied English at the new school for 2 months. At this moment, I'm bringing up my 6-month son. Thank you.
Okay. Let's first talk about learning English in your home country. If you could describe for us the materials you used, the layout of the classroom, the activities that you did.
Well, speaking about learning English at school, I would like to say that, unfortunately, we didn't pay a lot of attention to learning English. It wasn't the most important subject to study. I had my English once a week for 45 minutes, and my teacher wasn't a native speaker, but we repeated after her. We did a lot of translations. We were learning vocabulary, usually by heart. And the class was like, usually it was about 16 to 18 students. Each one had a fixed place. We came to our classroom and had our own seat. And I don't remember anything about layout and materials, but I remember that the title of the book we studied was Happy English. and now, when I think about it, it was funny, I think. We were happy to learn English, and it's, yeah, happy English. A good beginning.
Actually,
Sorry.
sorry.
Go ahead.
Actually, we have the same thing. We have funny names for the books also. Like, we have from Hello 1 to Hello 7. So every year we pass one, like Hello. That's
My
fun.
country's textbook was boring, just English 1 or 2, and I found similarity with Elena, that the teacher was not a native speaker, and I don't think he speaks English. And in a classroom, we always textbook and we study individually, so it was kind of boring. And only conversation, only we speak English was only in the beginning. Teacher come to the class and said, hi everyone, how are you? And everybody says together, I'm fine, thank you, and you? And teacher said, I'm fine, have a seat. That's it. And I didn't know that, and now I realize that I didn't know what to say when I don't feel well. So I couldn't have fun in my class.
It's totally different the way we learn English in Togo, Africa, than to the way we learn English here. Back home, we are so many people at the classroom, 8, sometimes more than 100. So when we want to be asked at the classroom, we used to have to come very earlier. And the first row are for the people who want to be asked. And we share the material we don't have. Everybody doesn't have books. So we used to have to come very earlier. And I was very lucky to have for first English teacher, Mr. Dave from Peace Corps. I remember his name because he was so kind. He gave us a great material because we don't have enough books for learning.
This is a good stimulation. You have to come earlier.
Yeah, we have, yeah. And I like English language, so I used to come very early to keep the first row and to be sure that I will be asked, and I can read the book, because we are so many. Now everybody can read every day at English class, and we have only 2 hours per week.
I found a difference from your country because I think it's culture. We are trying to avoid the first row to hide the teacher.
We have to, if you want to be asked, if I like the language, I always want to be asked. So I try to come early and to keep the first row. And we learn only for marks. Mm-hmm. We don't have the opportunity to talk a lot. Mm-hmm. That's a big difference. We learn only for our scores.
I think this is the same in all countries.
Yeah. In my case, Dominican people, at the time when I start to study English, it's so hard. Why? Because we don't have enough material to get a good education in terms of English, because we are not how much the Christine said, but we are less, around 25, sometimes 30. But the point is, we have, when the teacher teach us some class, we have to call each other a student to try to understand and figure out the meanings of the task that he left. But he looked like very, very hard to get education in English. But you can do it, depend what you are thinking. But it's so different like here, because here, my experience here has been so great, because the International Center, the teacher, they provide us a lot of things that you can get good weight to learn some English. And also the media, the webcast, the broadcast, television, everything for me has to be so important, because I am trying to learn more English and with more facility than in my country.
And that's a very good point. If we could, now that we've heard from you about your countries, if you could compare that experience with your experience in New York learning English.
Learning English in New York, I had a lot of fun with the group projects, but even individual projects, I had a fun time. One of them is I am from poem, and I wrote about myself in that poem, and it was about English class project, but I still reread the I am from poem every time when I had a difficult time to cheer me up and give me a confidence. And you can see it. You can see my I am from poem in my bio. So it's very personalized and a meaningful class when I had it in here.
Yes, I would like to add some. When I studied English at the new school, we also had we also had a project, eavesdropping event. Maybe someone saw it, and it was very interesting, and it was something what encouraged all of us to study, to learn English. It was like a very strong push, because we were in front of auditorium, and we were responsible for speaking in the way you could understand us. So it was very great point to be prepared, to be understood, to be the best. And for us, for students, it was a very good opportunity to feel ourselves very confident, because we were like stars. We were in front of you, and you are listeners, and it's very great, and I would like to mention it. Thank you.
The way we learn English here is totally different, I keep saying. Because first of all, our teachers here are very confident, and it makes us being very confident too. For us, our teacher know everything. So we feel like asking every questions, and we were lucky. At all the time, they give us the answer, and we don't feel like being ashamed even to make a mistake.
Absolutely.
Yeah, at home, we are afraid of making mistakes, and sometimes you can be given a nickname through your mistakes.
That's
But
right.
yeah, but here we are very encouraged by our teacher, and what I like the best here is to hear the way teacher wants us to reply, to answer to the question. And teacher never start the class by talking, but they start the class by asking us what we know about this question, what we know about this question, and it makes us thinking deeply. And I improve English a lot this way.
I think there's a lot of truth in what she said, because I see the American English teacher have different techniques in teach English than in our country, and there's smart techniques. That's right.
That's right.
I think it's very creative in here. That's why we can have fun.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, I think that everything has changed in my country for sure, due to technology revolution, due to opportunity to travel a lot, except probably the one, attitude towards the students. Because here you feel absolutely comfortable. You can ask anything you want, and teacher here is for you. There is no wall between teacher and you. And I would like to repeat myself, but I like the way the teacher behaves, because it's absolutely okay to eat some cookies, to sit like the way you want to sit, and it immediately creates the atmosphere of freedom, and it makes you speak, ask, and learn.
I completely agree, and I want to share with my experience from my country. In my country, teacher is the giver and the student is the receiver. So student has to respect teacher, but teacher is just teacher. So it was kind of hard to communicate.
Yeah, in most
It was
cases it was
difficult.
based on the fear.
Right.
It's not good.
There was a fear between us.
Yes, in back home, we feel like teacher are our God. Teacher knows everything, and sometimes we feel like not asking everything because we are afraid of knowing that maybe teacher doesn't know everything. So we don't feel like asking too many questions, because sometimes when you ask too many questions and sometimes teacher doesn't know how to reply to you, it's like you want to make him ashamed. But here we feel thoroughly confident because we know that our teacher knows so much, and we feel confident.
I want to add something from my country too, but another situation happening in my country is the teacher, he doesn't have enough knowledge about to teaching English, but a student and teacher sometimes have the same knowledge, and sometimes they make some comparison about some topic that we are discussing in class. But a student follow the way of the teacher and keep respect for him, because it's very valuable to start teaching something even though having enough experience or knowledge for to spread the class for the student.
Picking up from what Osiris has just said, and what have Elaine said about the American teachers and teachers in their countries, I view the American English teachers, they are in-between teachers. Teachers who neither tough nor relaxed. That's make me feel that English is not a rigid language. Teachers who treat their students nicely, let each other talk, and laugh and communicate in a smooth way. We don't have this kind of friendly relation between teachers in our country. We give them more respect, but we don't have this. I see that in many teachers in the United States. But I think I like, that's better, but it depends on the teacher anyway.
Exactly.
You can find sometimes good teachers and bad teachers.
That's right.
Thanks.
Great. Okay. So I'd like to explore a little bit more your experience here. We're going to talk a little bit about autonomy. Do you consider yourself an independent learner? Or how do you take charge of your learning here?
As for me, to be rely on has been one of my tools, but I start to study English by myself. I start to read a book and trying to guess the meaning and the pronunciation of some word. But has been very hard, but good experience, because I look this situation like a challenge, because I know it's so hard to try to learn different language, but if you feel that something is so important to have experience in that term, you try to make effort about that. And the comparison here to be, it totally, you are totally depend on yourself, because you go to school and you try to understand the teacher, but when you back home, you have to look in the way that you can understand what the teacher teach you during the day.
Back home, we depend totally on the teachers. We got what the teacher gave us, and we don't have opportunity to look somewhere to improve our knowledge, because we don't have enough books. And nowadays it's a little bit better, but by the time I learned English, it was really tough. And sometimes we don't make groups like we used to make groups here for working, but sometimes we look for songs and poems. And I remember I used to say my first English teacher was Mr. Dave, and I remember still now the song we shall overcome.
Sing, Christine.
Of course, we used to sing, we shall overcome, we shall overcome, we shall overcome someday. I can't forget Mr. Dave, because
Me too.
Now we also.
Yes.
Maybe he's among you.
When it comes to autonomy, I think everything we have is depend on the teacher. So we got homework, we do it. The only way we have as autonomy is we learn ourselves through the English movies. So first we see the English movie with a subtitle, then after that we try to see it without subtitle. That's how we can learn English with ourselves. And always teachers ask us and encourage us to do this in our homes. That's the only way we have, I think, about autonomy.
And I also should, I think that we should also remember the fact that when we were a student, when we were like in our childhood, when we studied English language, it was something that we had to do. And now we have to survive. We have to live here. And this is the most pushful thing. That's what really makes us to learn English.
And here we learn English because we really need it.
Yeah.
Yes, back home we learn English just for scores. But here we feel like learning for using. We learn the language, and outside we use everything we learn. So we are we rely on ourselves. Nobody can learn for you. And teacher at the International Center, we don't work for scores, but we work only for ourselves. We learn English because we have to speak English. We have to meet with people, and every day we try to get the more and more the language because we really need it, because we are living with American people.
That's
and we
absolutely
have to speak the way American people used to speak.
And actually, I found out that the writing email helps me a lot, because it was hard for me to write email in English at the beginning, but now I write email in English more than in Japanese. And when I'm writing English, I can take my time to write, and I can find out my weakness of the grammar. And when I speak, I always forget, but try to speak slowly and try to correct myself. It helps me a lot.
And reading also helps a lot.
Yes.
Because in my case, writing doesn't help me. You have time to analyze, to think, and usually you write correctly. But when you speak, you don't have time for interaction. You just speak, and here is the situation, here is the person. And of course, unfortunately, I do mistakes, but I will try my best, and I'm doing it, and I will do, I think that like all of us here.
Newspaper also helped me a lot improving my English. I didn't start reading New York Times. I start reading AM and and I start with something few, and day by day I realized that I read more and more AM, and now I start reading New York Times.
Oh.
That's a progress.
If we could talk a little bit more about that, about how we learn English, could you all comment on cooperation versus competition in the classroom? How have you used that here, and how is that different than your experience in your country?
About the cooperation, in my experience, it's not a big difference between here and Egypt, because we are in Egypt. Some instructors assign groups randomly or allow the groups to self-form it. And we are all working through our assignment until all the members understand and complete the assignment successfully. After that, the teacher gave us like 15 minutes Then he start to let each group to communicate, and in his mind he can score each one through the communication between the groups. That's how we cooperate in the groups, and that's in English classes. Here is almost the same, because the teacher's trying to do us in a groups in the classes here in New York, in the International Center, for instance. First thing, he start to separate us in a groups and asks us, you are all thinking together. I just want to see one output. That's about cooperation.
I found different because in my country, everybody study individually, and there's no cooperation. But in here, I did a lot of group projects, and we cooperate each other to communicate and improve our English a lot.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit difference, because before college and after college is different.
That's what I wanted to add.
After college, that's my experience in Egypt. I had that what I just have said. But before college, it's totally like individual, because you're working to pass the exam and you want a high scores. So it's different between
Right.
As I said,
after
it's just
and
something what you
before.
had to do.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, it's almost the same thing back home. Before the college, before the high school and the other, students are not
Mature.
yes, they must learn what the teacher gave them, and just for scores. But the cooperation, like we used to do here, by making small group in the classroom, in my country is a little bit difficult, because we are too many people in the classroom.
To cooperate.
Yeah, we are too many people. So teacher just want to finish their program, and it's not possible to make small groups like we used to do here. And here we have a big opportunity, especially at the International Center. Every class, during the classes, teachers invite each of us to make a small groups. So everybody has the chance and the possibility to speak. During the classes, everybody can speak, because through the small groups, we feel like free to speak, and it's just great.
But and also in my case, everything is in group. You have to work. Everything that the teacher give you, but is totally different thing here, because here you make a group for to give your idea. But in my country, you make a group because sometimes at the time when I start to study English, you make a group because just only one dictionary. But here, you had a lot of things, a lot of way, a lot of things that you can get something better. But and also the teacher, when you ask to the teachers for some question, the teacher provide you good information and give the real point that you needed.
Great. Okay, so let's move on to our last topic, and it's something that we've touched on before. We're going to talk a little bit about the role of the teacher in the classroom. So if you guys could comment on your relationship, how would you describe your relationship with your teacher in New York?
As for me, the relationship between me and the teacher is so great, because he teaching me the way that I can easy understand, and it become very confident. And also the teacher made me feel freedom, because he speak so clear, and I can understand as well right away.
Yeah, here we are not afraid of teachers. Teachers are like our friend, and we easily approach our teachers, and the teachers approach us like a friend. Back home, as I repeat again, we are too many, a lot of
That's
people
why
at the
teachers should be
classroom.
afraid of you.
Yeah, that's right.
We are afraid of, yes, our teacher.
Sorry about that.
Here we are not afraid of our teacher because first of all, we don't look for scores. So we just want to speak and we just want to improve our conversation skills, our communication skills. But back home, we don't have even to, we don't have the opportunity to speak. So we just look for good scores and finish the year with a good score in English. And that's all.
Yeah, I have just said before, they are in between teachers, that's right. But I just want to get back to the point about teacher now, my country, Egypt. So some teachers, it's not like friendly so much, it depends, but here is more friendly. And they have something else also. They race through the textbook, that's on my experience. They don't teach what the students need sometimes. That's I think they should teach that.
That's
They
right.
just teach the next page through the textbook. Some instructors, but the others is good. So it depends, of course. And I never seen this relation here between the teacher and the students. It's very good. I mean, in my experience here in City College and International Center, it's like friend. You can, I mean, very friendly relation. It's rare to find it in my country. It's teacher is teacher. Sometimes is tough, very tough, and sometimes you can find a good friend teacher in Egypt also. That's about the teachers.
That's right. The series made me to analyze that sometimes in my country we were communicating just through the textbooks. We were given some homework, then we did it, and teacher took it, and that's it. Sometimes, of course, we had to communicate, but here everything is very personal. And as I said, their atmosphere is very friendly, and it stimulates you a lot. And I don't know if it somehow suitable to say, but all our rehearsals were at Tamara's place, at our teacher's place. So it's
true.
also can say a lot because she found time and everything to set up for our rehearsal.
Including the pizza.
Exactly. Thank you, Tamara, including the pizzas.
Yeah. I love American English teacher.
This is the conclusion.
Can I ask you guys to share a little bit more? What is it that the teacher does in the classroom that you really like or that you really respond to? If you had to.
Oh my God.
I really like the way teacher gave us opportunity to talk. But before every class, teacher gave us questions, and it make us thinking a lot. And I like the way teacher feel confident at the classroom. For us, teacher know everything, so we can ask every question, and we are sure to be given a nice and a real good answer. I like it.
I would like to add that you know how it's difficult to reach balance and to be in the golden middle. So here I met a teacher who could reach it. She is strict, but at the same time very friendly. And this is the most what I like, because you don't feel like you're not gonna be like not punished, but I don't know. I cannot find the verb. So you're not totally relaxed. Anyway, you have to learn, because you respect the teacher, and your respect is based not of the fear. That's the most important.
And I think we study English, and also teachers study us, and teacher try to know what I want to do and try to make short-term goal to achieve. And if I achieve, teacher praise me, and then what do you want to do next?
That's
so
right.
it's continuation.
And if even you are mistaken, you are doing a great job. That's how it works.
And sometimes when we make mistakes, teacher used to correct this way that you don't feel like you make mistakes.
That's right.
So there is like an encouragement. So it's really great.
Oh, I just want to let you in on something. I watch the teacher here. I learn from him because I like the class. I like the teacher, so I watch him when he speak, his reactions. I learned from that, and I start to make notes about him.
That's
so
right.
I could learn from him. That's individual with myself.
That's
because,
right.
And also,
Sorry.
yeah, their techniques. I like their techniques. Everything is possible. You can ask whatever you want to ask about. Helpful. No blocking. Nothing. Just you never did a mistake. He never say that for you. You are mistaken or something, but he take you out and he correct you in a professional way. Yeah.
I'm a teacher, so sometimes I just go to the classroom to see the method, the way teacher used to teach. And sometimes I just go to school to some classes because I like the teacher.
But it's so wonderful when you interact with the teacher and you get along with some way that he usually use inside of the class. But I said that because some class in International Center is so great and so wonderful because they teach some advanced class and something different you can see because that situation made me feel comfortable and made me think deep because I had to make a lot of effort to try to understand sometime, but it's so great, yeah, and I feel so comfortable because this is the way that I need to improve my English. I feel that I enhance a little bit, but I know my time has been short, but I try to do the thing that the teacher said to me, and I try to understand everything.
Any last comments on teachers, teaching styles?
I think that everything is already said.
Okay.
Because they are friendly and the way they communicate. For example, I personally have feeling that I'm the only one student because, for example, Tamara responds me immediately. But she's writing me email and I respond to her. And she responds to me immediately. It seems that she doesn't have anything to do. She just, me and you. That's. Yes, it is important.
And sometimes you feel like you are very important for your teachers, because when you send him or you send her a mail, you are always satisfied because you get you get your answer, and it's so friendly because, I don't know, I say they have a lot of things to do, but they consider each student. So our mail, the response, they give us the answer to all the questions we answer, we ask them even through the mail. So just.
Yes, I noticed that in here, when I ask question and the teacher doesn't know the answer, even though teacher doesn't know the answer, they said, good question. let's find out. That honesty makes me feel very good. And I want to try to learn together. So.
Great. Okay. So as we wrap up, I'd like to hear from each of you on your advice to the educators in the audience. What would you share? What tidbit would you share with everyone tonight? And maybe could we start with Elena? Is that okay?
I would like to wish to put love in everything you do, because this is the most important, and this is their secret of success. And I'm sure you know it.
I want teacher to be a good listener and good learner, to know our English level and what we need to work on and what we are good about and how we can learn and have fun in a class. And I want you to remember that you are a teacher, and here tonight, listening and learning from us, you are the teacher we want. Thank you.
There is a skilled teacher, and there is not trained enough teachers. You gotta love teaching if you are a teacher, because if you do something with feeling, it comes your reality. The students will love you and they will listen to you, and you will be a skilled teacher. So do it with feeling and love teaching. We will like it. Thanks.
It's not easy to teach. So being a teacher, I know that sometimes it's really difficult to teach. But I most like being teacher and looking at the teachers, and the confidence. They are very confident, and I wish you to be this way all the time. We feel very confident when we feel that teacher is confident.
But one of the things that the teacher like to see is when the classroom is full. But he teach with his heart. But when the classroom is a little bit, not too many students, the teacher don't teach as well that used to do when the classroom is full, like here, crowd.
Thank you. Thank you very much for participation.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sonia Portugal sat next to me on the subway one day 6 years ago, and the rest is a marvelous story. Sonia was a history teacher and a modern dancer in Lima, Peru. In New York, she traversed quickly beyond the role of English language learner at the City College of New York, pursuing her interests and crafting her talents. Sonia received an MSW from NYU, lots of letters, 2 years ago. And she now is a social worker, focusing on the needs of children and families. Sonia is an actress, a choreographer, and a dancer. Sonia's spirit soars. Join me now as we watch her perform Floating Words.
Cheese, cheese, leave, bees, cheese, cheese, leave, this, 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 live, leave, live, leave, live, these chairs, this chair, this chair, leave, live, leave, live, these chairs, this chair, these chairs, this chair, these chairs, this chair, 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 challenge, 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 teacher, 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 t-shirt, t-shirt, teacher, t-shirt, teacher, teacher, t-shirt, teacher, t-shirt, teacher, t-shirt, show.
question now. How many people in this room would like to take dance lessons with Sonia? Is that marvelous? Is she magical? She is magical. And she's added a lot of magic to my life. Where are you, Sonia? To close this evening's program, please welcome Caitlin Morgan, the newly promoted and much loved Director of the English Language Studies. Caitlin.
Speechless, just absorbing what we just saw with Sonia. That was amazing. And I'm kind of just glowing in pride and in inspiration, and just from these panelists, it strikes me that on the one hand I thought we are, as teachers, our job is learning students, as Tomoko evoked that wonderful quote by a very well-known teacher educator. Yeah. And thank you for helping us to do our job better tonight. That's fabulous what you've given us, so much information. But it also struck me that look at these bright, shining, smiling faces and successful people. We're doing a good job. We're doing a good job. They feel the love, and we're bringing the love. And thank you to New York State TESOL for making this event happen. Quite literally, Tamara and I were on the train, Amtrak, coming back from Albany, from the New York State TESOL conference in November. And she said, I have this idea, I'm talking with Elaine, that there's dance, there's panelists, and I was like, oh, wow, Tamara, I don't know, but, you know, with her, she kind of gets a vision. And when you have the faith, she takes you farther than you ever thought you could go, as you can see with how amazingly these students have done, how amazingly all her students do. She really champions students and learning, and it's such an inspiration to us. Thank you, Tamara, for this incredible, incredible event. This network, for this is how this literally came about too. So if you're not a member and you didn't get the message already, go to the back table, become a member tonight, please. And finally, also, I want to just thank the New School Provost Office for generously supporting this event tonight, and they helped fund the filming, which will be up on YouTube, as well as the feeding, the food in the back. So we very much appreciate that as well. Honor of giving away some great freebies. There's 4 gift bags full of teacher resources, a generous gift from our Pearson rep, Lynn Napolitano, who's not here, but thank you. So if all of you could reach under your chair, feel around, there is a card taped under 4 chairs. I hope. We have a winner. We got a winner. For those of you who pull up a card that looks like this. Okay, we got 2. There's 3. For those of you who pull up this card right after we close, please meet Elaine for your gift bag, or gift bag. And finally, thank you all for coming. Thank you.